Next up, and my drawing is not going to be that grand, we got these. Some super stained glass windows. My drawing skills are not that great, but I do want to put a bit of colour in them, and the colour is actually quite important, as I am about to show you. So there is a reason I am colouring in my windows, and that is because Pope Benedict says stained glass windows in a church bring the light of heaven into the church. Heaven's known as a place of glorious colour. So when the light shines through those windows, it's bringing that light of heaven into the church. So, what have we got? We've got stained glass windows. And if you're not familiar with stained glass windows, they are windows. Sometimes they're full of pictures of saints, of biblical stories, but all of them, what they all have in common is that they're windows full of colour and full of light. So stained glass windows are windows full of colour and full of light. Now I just gave you this quote. Pope Benedict, so previous pope, Pope Benedict actually said that stained glass windows bring the light of heaven to earth. I think that's a lovely quote. You know, heaven is described as a place of glorious colour. So that light is coming into the church whenever we're there. And of course, when you're sat in the church and the light is streaming through those windows, that makes the church as close to heaven as we can get now. So stained glass windows, they're windows full of colour and light. Pope Benedict said they bring the light of heaven to earth, and that means the church is as close to heaven as we can get now. When the light's streaming through those windows, it's meant to bring you as close to heaven as you can get. And then another one, and this drawing you might think, why is she drawing a sun? Because I am drawing a sun. And the feature that I'm about to tell you is typically churches face towards the east, and the sun rises in the east. Typically, churches face towards the east, and that is towards the Holy Land, the place where Jesus lived, did his ministry. That's towards the Holy Land. The sun rises in the east, and therefore the sun rising in the east links to imagery of Jesus's resurrection. So you've got a church facing towards the east, and that means you're facing, I should have put capital H there, look, facing towards the Holy Land. Now the sun rises in the east, and that gives us that imagery of Jesus' resurrection as well. And remember, if we're facing the Holy Land, we are when we go to church, when we face that altar, when we receive the Eucharist at the altar, we're facing towards the place where Jesus lived and where Jesus died.